Hi there, welcome to Sukkos Before Sukkos. Today we're continuing in Perek Daled, Mishna Hey. Says the Mishnah, Mitzvahs Arava Keitzad. How was the mitzvah of the Arava performed? And when the Torah tells us about bringing the Aravas, the Torah says, Arvei Nachal, the willows of the Nachal of a stream, uses the plural. But here we understand that there is more than one mitzvah to do with the Arava. There's the mitzvah to take the arava as part of the dalah minimum, as part of the four kinds which are used inside the lulav. But there's also another mitzvah to do with the arava specifically, and that's what our Mishnah goes on to describe. It says, Mokim hoyo lamatim Yerushalayim nikra moitza. There was a place below Yerushalayim called moitza. Moitza literally means exempt or taken out from. The Gemara explains it was a place which was exempt from paying taxes. Yodin L'sham, they would go down there. The Koyanim, the Shlucha Beis Din, the emissaries of the Beis Din would go there every single day of Sukkot, except for Shabbos, of course. Umelaktim Misham Murubios Shel Arava, and they'll gather from their large willow branches. We're going to see in a moment that they were very large, not like our small aravas these days. Uboin v'zokvinoison b'tzidei hamizbeach, and they would come and they would erect them around the sides of the mizbeach. They would lean them on the sides of the mizbeach. With their tops drooping over the top of the mizbeach. The mizbeach was not a small structure, so they would have been huge, large branches. Toku v'hiriu v'toku. They blew on a trumpet, and then they blew a toku, they blew a tekiah, v'hiriu, and a trua, and a tekiah. B'chol yoim makifin es hamizbeach pamachas. Now what they would do is that the koyanim would walk around the mizbeach, but the mizbeach had all these branches around it. They would walk around the mizbeach one time. And this was why did they walk, when they walked around it, it was only the Kohanim who walked around it, because to totally encircle the Mizbeach would have been forbidden for a normal Yisrael to do, because part of it was the area between the Ulam, between the place where the Kodesh was, where the holy items were, and the Mizbeach was off bounds for an ordinary person. There are differing opinions in the Gemara. But that would what happened on a regular day. They would walk around it once. For Omrim, they would say, Ona Hashem Oshiano, Ona Hashem Atzlichana, please Hashem, bring salvation now. Please Hashem, bring us success now. Rabbi Yehuda says, they would say, Ani v'hu Oshiano. They said it a little bit differently. Ani v'hu Oshiano, which is one of the names of Hashem, is what they would say. That would happen on a regular day. This is not dissimilar to the way that we do the Hoshanas every single day. But on that day, which means the seventh day was the most important day, as what we've seen before, is that the seventh day, if it falls out on Shabbos, even then, which technically today that cannot happen, but if it would have fallen out on Shabbos, even then they would have done this mitzvah of the Aravas. Makifin on that day, which is Hashan Rabbah, Makifin and some Mizbeach, Shiva Pamim, they circled the Mizbeach 7 times. 7 times they would walk around. B'shas Petiroson, when they left, when they finished the circuits of around the Mizbeach, what would they say? They would say, Yoifilach Mizbeach, Yoifilach Mizbeach, beauty is yours, Mizbeach, beauty is yours, Mizbeach. Rabbi Lezer says, they would say a little bit differently. They would say, Lekov v'lechom Mizbeach, Lekov l'chom Mizbeach, to Hashem and to you Mizbeach, to Hashem and to you Mizbeach, which means we're giving praise to the Mizbeach, to Hashem, and we're giving praise to you, to Mizbeach. Carries on the Mishnah and says, just as it was performed on the weekdays, so it was performed on Shabbos. As what we've learned, it was only performed this way on Shabbos if Shabbos was the last day of Sukkot. If Hashanah Rabbah was on Shabbos, if Shabbos was any other day of Sukkot, so it was the first or any other day, then the mitzvah would be pushed off and it would not be done then. But Hashanah Rabbah, it was always done. Elo, the only difference is that they did not go and gather them on Shabbos. They would gather them, they would go and pick these leaves, these branches on Erev Shabbos. They would place them in golden vessels so that they would not wilt, so that they would not wither and go off. Rabbi Yochanan ben Broker disagrees with the whole concept, and he says it wasn't actually willows which they used. He says it was actually Charias Shel Deka Hoymavin. It was big. They brought date palm branches. He also learns this out from the pasuk, because the pasuk says regarding the date palm, it says that we should have, when talking about the lulav, it says it should be kapois tmorim, which we learn that to be branches from a date palm. Now it says that also could be interpreted in the plural form, so you also understand that there's one branch which was used for the lulav, and so one other mitzvah to do, and that is the mitzvah of encircling the mizbeach by first putting these big date palm branches around the mizbeach. And what they would do afterwards is that they would beat them. This is all similar to the way we do things today on Hoshana Rabbah, but this was done almost every day. Bekarka b'tzida mizbeach, on the ground side of the mizbeach. V'oisa hayoim nikra yoim chibud chorios, and that day was called the day of the beating of the date palm branches. And according to the first opinion, it was the day of the beating of the willow branches. Says the Mishnah carries on and says, miyad, also in describing the events, miyad, immediately, which means as soon as the mitzvah of the lulav and the willow branches have been performed on the seventh day, and this mitzvah of encircling the mizbech, hatinoikos shomtin es lovein, the children loosen their lulavim, they would loosen them from the bindings, meaning that the lulav being bound with the hadassim and arobas, they would loosen it, v'oichlin esrogein, and eat their esrogim, even though that there is a view, the Gemara talks about this, that the esrog is forbidden. That's the halacha. It's forbidden to derive benefit from the esrog besides for doing the mitzvah until the end of the day of Hoshana Rabbah, the seventh day. Nevertheless, these children ignored this law and they would grab the esrogim. They would have a good bite, make maybe some esrog jam, whatever it was, but they would eat the esrogim on that day. So join us tomorrow for Sukkos before Sukkos as we head towards Sukkos. And we'll continue with Mishna Ches and hopefully try end the Perek and finish the Masechta before Sukkot. I wish you all a Gmar Chesed Tova and a wonderful day.